And now for totaling. Obviously we have for each unit of flour £3.30. So every 1 kilogram of flour costs £3.30. So what we do is we use a formula to press equals. We then click on the cell that we want, D6, and then we press the star button to times D6 by 50. So we are effectively saying £3.30 times 50 equals 165. Let's do this for eggs now. Equals £4.50 times 12. Now try this yourselves. The next part, once you've worked out the equals, working out a formula, the price times the amount that you've actually bought to get the total, you can then use the bottom right hand corner black dot to just drag that down, and it will work it out for each one. So you can see there's rows obviously going along left to right. So this one here is D6, and you drag down D7, you drag down D8, drag down D9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so if you drag down, it works out with the relative row that it's in. Okay, a total now, which we're going to use a function, which is normally one with words in it rather than just equals. So we press this squiggly funny E-shaped thing here, and we select only the cells we want to total, and as you can see, words equals sum up E6 to E12, those there, which equals £1,109. Okay, so that is how much we have spent this month, in the month of, say we've done this in January 2013. Now let's look at in January 2013 at the end of the month. If we're looking ahead, let's look at what we would need to do to make a profit. So we're going to fill some more figures in now. If we just look at this example here, I've literally just copied and pasted the buying into the selling totals. What's wrong with this? Well, in a bakery, you wouldn't sell eggs and flour and butter and cheese, ham and mince and chicken. What you'd sell is the products, like the donuts, like the Danish pastries, like the bread, the baguettes, the batch loaves. So this is no good to us. We need to change this, but bearing in mind we still need to make a good profit. Have a think about how you want to lay this out now. My first idea is to look at how much flour is actually used in the making of the items that you've made. So for example, if we've used 35 kilograms and we ordered initially 50 kilograms, there is 15 kilograms left, which is equals 50 minus 35. 15 kilograms left. Means you don't have to order quite so much next time round. So this tells me, when we've looked at how much we've used at the end of the month, we're just guessing obviously here, but we've used 8 dozen eggs, we've used 4 kilograms of butter, and we want to work out what's left. So equals 12 minus the 8 kilograms. So we've got 4 left on the shelf. Butter, well, we've obviously got 4 left, but let's just go through this. So we bought 8, and we've used in the selling process 4. Right, now let's drag this sum down. So clearly we can see we've got no chicken or mince left. Well, the other thing we need to learn is about what's called conditional formatting, which basically means if you select the cells and say new rule, and then what you want to do is make sure it goes red if it is 0 or near 0. So cells that contain say between 0 and 2, we want to change the formatting and we want to fill it red. And yes, absolutely. And also the colour of the font probably be best white. So it's going to look like this. Okay, so if we press OK, lovely. Now we know that these two here have actually run out, which means we've not ordered enough, or we've sold more than we were expecting. To work out the average selling price, or the price of the items and how much money we made, is next time. Right, to work out the average price of how much you're selling the flour for, to make sure you're not making a loss, you're going to have to break down and make a list of everything that you're selling has got flour in it. So here's my list. Here's my price of things that I'm thinking this month, this is our first month of opening, what we're selling them for. And this is how many I've sold. I've just guessed them, but let's see how well this works. So it's equals 200 bread rolls, or baguettes, times £1.50. Okay, so I've made £300 on bread. If I just use the drop down bottom black dot there, okay, here is my amount I've made. Now it's gone hashed out, but if we just drag that up, we made £2,000. That's already quite promising. Let me just show you how to do that again. It's the funny E-shaped thing, and then select. Remember to pause and go back if you need to. Right, so these are our prices. This is our average price, so I'm just going to do this with you now. If I want to work out an average price, select average, make sure the things are selected, and I'll press enter. Right, that's £1 and a penny. The average amount sold is, right, 350, but because it's amount sold, we need to put that in number format or even general. There are on average 350 things sold. That's not very informative, but if we just drag that across again and then just select that, interestingly, the average price per thing is £315. So on average, we're making £315 per item. So what can we draw from this to make out an average selling price? I hope by now you've come to the conclusion that you can't do this in the same way you'd use and make up a newsagent, which is simply if you bought how many polos, how many you sold, and for what price, and how much money you would make. So this here is really no good to us at all. So we're going to delete this. Now, we've still worked out there a selling amount. Still selling. We've still got this remaining. And over here, we're still making money. But it's not just about flour, is it? It's things that use flour, that use eggs. Yes, it will use butter. Ham, yes, okay. I mean, it even includes bacon, which you haven't ordered, which is a deliberate mistake, but still. Cornish pasties, yes, you use mince. We haven't included any chicken in that. But okay. But there are all the things there. Now, that's gone off that list, we can't see it all. So we right click, format cells, wrap text, then you can see it all. So you need to make a list and break it down. Right. So now we can see we've got nice little list approaching here. These are in our way now, so let's get rid of these. Right click, delete cells, and let's fill this back in to be a nice green colour. There we are. So now it's looking more like a spreadsheet. Just zoom out a little bit. Okay, so originally we spent £1,109, and we seem to have a total here of £2,200 when we've worked out what we've bought and sold. So based on this, this will give us a nice profit. Selling this amount for this price. You can fiddle with these prices and it will change the figures. For example, if you said on average bread went up to £1.60, the amount sold wouldn't change. You still sell 200. You might not, it might be too expensive then, but say you sold 200. You've then gone up to £3, £320. Cut a long story short, Final profit figure is equals what you've sold things for minus what you bought the raw materials for, which means that your profit is that. Hopefully everyone will get to the same position now, and we're going to spend a couple of lessons making sure that we can get that. Just make sure that you've dotted the I's and crossed the T's like I have here. So you've got buying and selling, maybe make them bold or a bit bigger or something, so eventually your spreadsheet looks nice and neat and is printable. Okay,